I don't want to deal too much on the Mepe situation because it's clear for everyone to see what's happening. See, I know members of parliament, they know cheap votes. They think they are using this to their advantage. So, sitting members of parliament are claiming, say, to turn and all of that. That is a clear sign of a failed government. And what's even interesting is that, Captain, it's not just sitting MPs or of the ruling government, but even opposition MPs. And let me just be blunt with my submissions this morning. Honorable Okudjota Blakwa is the MP for an area which has been the worst affected. And he's claiming, say, he's using his own finances to support some of these things. Clearly, Captain, shows like the entire government has failed. Both the opposition, so-called opposition, and the ruling administration. Because if you're in parliament, and something like this has happened, when you're a natural disaster, Captain, it's a man-made disaster. Nipana, it's people's negligence that has created this thing, this mess. And see, are they telling me, sir, Parliament cannot sit to discuss these things? Why haven't they declared a state of emergency within that enclave? So we can start dealing with these things expediently. He has come out and he's acting as if, he's being benevolent. So it's his own finances to support this thing. And we are supposed to give them credit for this. Everybody's rushing to Mepe, trying to show, say, yes, they care. But Captain, you see the hypocrisy, yes. It's not just about sending water, food, and those things to these people. These are people who have lost their properties and their livelihood. Yes. And see, it is not just about going to feed them every single day. And see, how long can we keep feeding them? Why are we not looking at the long-term strategies? So going beyond giving people, what about tomorrow? And see, if the funds stop coming today, are we trying to say that what will happen to people in those communities? What happens to their life? Are they going to remain beggars, waiting for people to come and give them donations? You see, Captain, I sit back sometimes, and I measure the way we're running the country, and I wonder if these people think at all. So, Captain, even if you're running your own home, you know, sir, every day will be free, you have to leave something at home for them to use to eat. And to chop money, they obey every day. But Captain, you cannot tell me, sir, after the chop money, you're not saving any money anywhere to run the home. And if you're not around, what happens to your house? And that's how these guys are running the country. They think it's just about going there to hand out these things. But they're not thinking, sir, despite the chop money we every day, what happens if there's any major issue in the house? How do you take care of that? So can't you create an emergency fund? Maybe why is some savings be what baby, and as investment be what baby said. So baby talk, if anything happens at home, I want to mean ye start chop money, then you can rely on that reserve somewhere. Why are we not dealing with this? And Captain, what beats my mind is we have certain organizations to say NADMO. We're supposed to be a disaster management organization. Captain, you don't wait for the disaster to happen. There's something we call simulation exercises. And see, sometimes you can sit down and imagine and say, okay, and BBC say, how are we going to handle it? And see, you would imagine the scenario and create a response system to it. It wouldn't say BBC to say, this is how you're going to react to it. This is the first step you take. This is the second step you take. This is the third step you take. And see, it's a process that is crafted and not created. Now you say, if anything like that should happen now, this is how we're going to react to it. And I was hoping, with NADMO, Ghana is a flood-prone country. We've had some tremors. We've had an earthquake before, but I was not too serious. But today, things are changing. Anything can happen at any time. And you look at it. You have communities which are disaster-prone. So, for instance, like flood. If you know these areas are flood-prone areas, you design a strategy to deal with flooding. And see, a place like Mepe and all those communities along the Volta Lake, they should have boats. They should have life jackets. And you see, the first point of call is...
Who are you saying these things to?
I'm saying if we had people who were thinking, an organization like NADMO...
Not to the government.
No, Captain, you see...
Because they have no clue.
Good. And see, what I like to do is say, when I criticize, I give the solution to it. I don't just criticize them like that. I tell them this is what we are supposed to do. And so I'm discussing some of the solutions as to how we can run this thing. Captain, and see, the first point of call is you should have these things, these relief items, or this emergency life-saving equipment, particularly in the schools, in the hospitals, and in people's homes. And then you can have master stations. And he said, BBC say, you can give a pre-warning. Maybe there's a siren in the community that sounds, and people know, okay, if the siren sounds, we are supposed to gather at this point. At that point, that's where you have all the relief items, the life-saving equipment. So like the life jackets, the life boats, all of these things for flood-prone areas. Captain, I showed a picture on your show some time back when we were discussing floods. They are part of UK, London. So, Omonim said the rainy season has started and they're going to have serious rains. Captain, they have something they call flood dams, dam walls. I mean, flood walls, sorry. And see, they are rubber, mechanical. But I had to say rubber, they fill it up. And so, the lining streets up. And he said, it traps all the water. The water cannot go into the homes. And see, before, someone said the rainy season will start in March. From about February, they start laying those things in the communities, waiting for the rains to come. And Captain, you go to certain places, so you see and it's not going to people's homes. It's not because it's magical, but people have pre-planned because they know that is the problem they have in these communities, flood-prone areas. If you have an area where it is earthquake-prone, you know, sir, you have to have an early warning system. And see, they've put sensors around in the communities linked up to sirens. And see, people are monitoring those stations 24/7. The moment someone say there's any activity, they sound the siren. And you know that when the siren sounds, you're supposed to leave where you are and go to the safe zones. This is how you plan it. Social areas where they know there are tsunamis, they have a tsunami pre-warning system too. Someone say Onua started reacting, then they give the warning. When you hear the siren, everybody in those communities know that they have to leave those communities. And see, worst disasters happen in advanced countries, but you don't see the casualties or the displacement we are seeing today. But Captain, we have NADMO, and it's under the Ministry of Interior. Captain, every single year, someone say you're cocaine budgeter. NADMO receives a huge chunk of the public purse from the Ministry of Interior to do their operations. Captain, what do they use it for? They're telling us they had to deploy the army to bring their boats. Apart from that, the boats we're seeing were canoes that the fishermen use in those communities. How do we run? Who is running the country? And Captain Mepe was not created yesterday. And yet 2020 Nayako sees our community. No, this community has been in existence even before the formation of Ghana. And indeed, Ghana was formed on the 6th of March 1957. But before 1957, 6 March, Mepe was still in existence. So, Captain, this is not just a problem that happened yesterday. You can say it's just this government administration. It's something that has gone on consistently. And government in, government out, none of these people have been able to draw any strategic plan on how we can manage and mitigate disasters. And to come to me, people are still going there, they are giving donations to them. Thank you to everyone who is contributing to support the people in the pair. Yes, that is good. But beyond that, those same people who are making the donations, don't always wait to be a benefactor to these people. Let us start thinking proactively. How do we prevent these things from happening?
We cannot prevent it.
No, I'm coming to that. And Captain, I'll blast you too when I come to that. You wait, you get yours. Meba. You said we cannot prevent it. I'm coming to it. You wait. Today I came for everybody. Obi Abedin there. Captain, yes. So no, we can prevent these things from happening. That's what I'm saying. All this thing boils down to leadership. That's what I was coming to, Captain. It's about leadership. And see, those things that happen in these advanced countries are disasters and all these things affecting the people. It's not rocket science and yet magic. It is competent leadership. And what I'm saying is being proactive. Don't wait to be reactive. Say, assembly see react, then we go and react to it. No, we have to be proactive. And some assembly we've already anticipated it happening, and we've drawn out the solutions to meet those problems. That is leadership. And to Captain, like I'm saying, bad things continue to happen because good people do not do anything. Captain, I'll give it to you. Again, bad things continue to happen because good men do nothing. They sit back and watch it. And Captain, we've talked. You see MPP in here. You see NDC in here. The next question people will ask you would be, okay, so who do we vote for? Who do we go with? That's the next question they'll ask. And see, every so-called progressive in this country, they keep talking about the solutions. Oh, Ghana, MPP, NDC, they are corrupt, they are all of this. They can't do the work, they're incompetent. Everybody today knows MPP, NDC do not have anything to offer Ghana or Ghanaians for that matter. The question then is, what do we do from here? What's the next step? Captain, Ansana, I'm not really a football fan, but let me just use Manchester City. And some Manchester City best artists on ball, they didn't have supporters or captain. When the team was formed, probably nobody even knew about the team. But what they did was they found their starting 11. Obepe will start in 11, and then probably find a little extra for your substitutions. So you have your manager who is managing the team. You have all those technical people in the team. Now, Manchester City and the players will go onto the pitch and start playing the ball. Until say sure ball. I say, oh, when we win ball, that's when we begin to become supporters and we begin supporting the team. And then the support base starts growing. And see, it translates directly into politics. We cannot we'll wait for the people to come and support an alternative. No. The so-called alternative, progressives who have identified the solutions, first they've diagnosed the problem, have proposed solutions, and nothing is being done. I have said the people we are asking to fix it will not, and do not know how to fix it. So we, the ones who are complaining about their inactivity or their inability to fix the problems, what we have to do is say you're back together, form that nucleus, that organization, that strong body that is going to lead this charge. And when people see us acting in that stead, that's when we can begin to attract the people and become a following. And see, without organization, without us coming together to form that, it's just going to be us talking and talking and talking. I'm saying the people we are asking to fix this cannot fix it. So how do you continue asking a dead body to rise up and walk? Unless, of course, you're Jesus. But we are not Jesus. Yes, we are men. So if you're asking the people who are incapable of solving the problems themselves to continue to solve the problem, how would they do it? So it falls back on us, Captain. I'm saying, as the progressives, we who have been sitting and talking about these solutions, Captain, do you know how many theses we would have written by now? And these would have been practical workbooks. But we have all these ideas in our minds. And we are sitting back watching these people destroy Ghana, and we're just watching it and taking it for granted. Captain, I'll move to this one before I hand over the space. And you know, share news items on TV. And I mean, who say, Kolebu Dialysis Center has actually been shut down.
Almost so maybe.
Mimiti Danso Mano.
Almost so maybe.
Kolebu is just a stone throw away from. I'm saying it was yesterday that Captain, I went there and you find people out there. Look, the backlog of cases there are not less than 400 people. Machines I was at place are just 15. 15. Captain, you know, if say a session is even 2 hours for one person. If for a long time people have not been able to access the services, and you claim say and you have a backlog of cases, about 400 patients waiting to go on dialysis. You are telling me, sir, if every session is even 2 hours, are you telling me between yesterday and today they would have been able to take care of even 100 people? Captain, this boy, I'm mad. And it pains me I don't have the means of doing something. I would have taken care of all these people just one day. Because you're having over 400 people waiting to get on the service. So, about 2 hours to go on the dialysis machine. You're telling me, say, we be yesterday. So, we be yesterday. Are you telling me between yesterday and today would have been able to even take care of 50 patients? But you see, they are behaving, say, nipa according to say prepaid and now airtime credits. It's now new one. That's how they're treating our human beings here. And see, you tell me, say, you need about almost dialysis center. They need just about 14 million Ghana cedis to solve all these problems. So, Captain, 14 million Ghana cedis. Are you telling me, say, primaries, they did just on Saturday? Captain, do you know how much it cost? I don't know. I've not seen the figures, but the MPP primaries. Do you know how much it cost?
MPP primaries?
Yeah.
Some of them are spending $49 million. And
Kolebu Dialysis Center, here 14 million Ghana cedis and dollars. Ghana cedis. Okay. Which is less than $5 million. That's what they need to run the place so people can get the service that they need. This is a life and death situation. But me, I didn't even know, say, Onua shut down the station. I thought they were not able to pay for it because the price was high. So I thought it was people who could not pay for the service. So now, okay, that will scan and you go, the place has been locked up, so you cannot. Goodness. But someone is spending $49 million to run. Captain, you see, I tell you, these people don't think. For PR purposes. If the NPP had sat down and said, you know what, because there's already been one disaster has been caused in the Volta region with all of these things that happened, Maakye and all those communities, why can't we agree ourselves, even for political vote's sake, because we want to break the 8, let us all the aspirants, everybody, let us agree that we'll probably select Bawumia because it was obvious Bawumia was going to win. They were not going to allow Ken to do this. And Captain, you know these issues. We've spoken about them before. They knew Bawumia was going to win. And for publicity's sake or to win sympathy from the people, Captain, can you imagine, sir, MPP came out and said, amongst all the aspirants, they've agreed, sir, would let Bawumia go unopposed. And let us make a donation to the people of the Volta region to provide housing accommodation for them and to make a donation to the people of, to the Kolebu Center. If nothing at all, let's expand the dialysis station. Because for about 2 months, that's been a story that's been out there. And so if they need 14 million Ghana cedis to solve their issue at the dialysis center, let's make a donation to them as a party. Say, instead of running our primaries, we will allow one person go on a post so we don't spend all that money. Let's make donations to Kolebu to expand their dialysis center, get them more machines, and solve the issue in the Volta region. Captain, this is how you can break the 8. This would have been a fantastic tactic to play. And you would have won Ghanaians hands down. They would have forgotten about all the corrupt practices that have gone on. Because they would have seen that, yes, you people think about the people. This is a humanitarian party. But no, even in solidarity with the people of the Volta region, even to postpone your primaries, you're like, no, that cannot happen. We must have the primaries. No problem. But this is to Ghanaians. And they should understand, say, Captain, this is not MPP, NDC issue. Because the NDC parliamentarians in parliament, with the numbers they have, could have tabled a motion in parliament to say, you know what, let us deal with this issue here. It could have been a pressing issue. But no, individuals are out trying to take the shine on all of this, take the credit, and they are amassing some things together to go and make donations. And all the donations is just food that has to be cooked. So they're thinking of feeding the people today and not to look at how they can handle them tomorrow. That is, Captain, but you see...
That is what we can do. It is the responsibility of government.
That is why I
take care of them from now
to whenever.
To whenever.
Yes.
But your government is dumb.
No, Captain, like they said, they're mad. Every single one in them is mad. The entire government machinery has gone amok. There's nothing. When you sit back and you watch what they are doing, Captain, but I heard say EU has sent us 105 armored vehicles. You see, even if Ghana was going to fight insurgents, how do hungry people go and fight? You see why I said they are mad? Your people are not, your servicemen are wallowing in poverty. The police and soldiers are buying their own boots for themselves. And you're saying you're going to send these men to go into a fight. Men who are not motivated, there's no morale. How are these people going to even fight? And now cars, no, automatic cars, remote control, cars, Captain, again, I'm saying, bad things happen when good men refuse to do nothing. Good morning, Captain.
Good morning.